Thanks so much, Trace. Yes, once more into the breach. Envy and MIBR, both teams that lost on that first day, are now looking into this one. One thing, though, that at least MIBR have going for them is they played Train yesterday, which is in the rotation so far in this best of 3. First 2 kills, though, go the way of Envy, and right now they are looking to strike into this A site. They've got some smokes up for the Train as well. Fallen as well as Fur are standing their ground right now with coldzera on the way in. Fallen's got 2 quick ones as they try and squeak over towards Fur. And Fur will now take it. Envy is running directly into a brick wall. That defense right there on the right side of the red box was solid. Now a 1v3 for Nifty has at least started. Fallen escapes only just with his slouched stance, is able to keep his head in cover behind the first default box. Now Nifty through. He has a 1v1. He pulls off a 1v3 clutch. Jeez. It just seemed like MIBR didn't have the heart to put him down.
That was a very unfortunate round from MIBR, who actually had a pretty good idea in what they wanted to do within that round. I do like the idea of pop flashing into the A main, taking that initial fight. They lose the 2 members initially, and then they have the remaining members in the site getting ready. That's where you see Fallen in first strike, catching Envy off. But then Nifty comes around, and this lovely 1v3 clutch from him is going to secure the pistol round for Envy. Great round out of Nifty.
Wow. It started great for Envy, and then looked great for MIBR, and then looked really good for Nifty. I mean, that's all it takes sometimes is some individual effort. MIBR do go for the force buy in this second round, trying to prevent Envy from getting off the tarmac. They've got themselves pistols of choice, an MP9 and a Scout.
Yeah, the Scout on Fallen here, I do believe, has done some damage already to begin this round, just peeking off towards that middle area, tagging 2 people. However, Envy with the AKs are just taking it very slow here, Dallas. Not looking to give up a kill too early, and this is a good idea from them. I do imagine as the round progresses, we'll see those MAC-10s get a little bit more involved, maybe prodding out, peeking into the site here, getting ready to clear. But it will be a matter of time as we pass the minute mark on the clock.
I'm actually a little worried for the MAC-10s, considering 4 of the 5 players on MIBR have head armor up there too. So those MAC-10s aren't really going to be able to be that effective.
That's a huge smoke from coldzera, dropping that in front of the bomb site now. It's going to force JDM to be the entry and go up top on towards that red box. That's going to give some rotation time for the MIBR squad to come in now, and we see 4 members pretty much on this A bomb site.
Yeah, and if you go on top of that red box, you're going to have Fallen that's shooting from truck. Great shot from coldzera. It is traded, but you're going to have all hands on deck here shortly for MIBR. Great deagle work. Everybody's ringing shots out. Saw him is last up, and Fallen has the last word. What an excellent play from MIBR, and you were talking about that smoke that lands in front of the default box in between default and Squeaky. That stops everything from Envy.
Exactly. Envy really having nowhere to go. You see them smoke off forklift, so their idea of the attack will be towards quad, will be towards site, but coldzera dropping that smoke and positioning himself behind the quad box is what's going to allow him now to pick up kills. Taco as well getting some kills himself, and MIBR pulling off a great force buy to put Envy now on to a force buy of their own.
And look where the rifles ended up. MIBR say thank you very much. They end up taking 2 of those AKs, and Envy are going to try and take them right back. They're the ones that spent the cash on them. They want to be able to use them themselves. The spam from Nifty actually hits twice against Phelps and Taco. That is going to weaken up this B site, but still you're grasping at straws if you're going to be relying on just getting some spam through and dumping that ammo downrange in the hopes that something hits.
A little bit of contact being made towards middle, nothing more really happening for the MV side. MIBR's aggress towards the vents area. We're actually going to see Fur boosted up inside. Envy, however, moving towards the A site as Taco's going to take down Nifty towards the sunny area. We're into a 5-on-3.
All right. A lot of hands are here as well towards the A site. So, and you're going to get some information, I believe, with Fur that's flirting with the idea of pushing into the garage. So Envy have run out of room real quick. Only saw him left as he is the last man standing all the way back into the tightest of choke points on this map through Squeaky Door. Flashbang right in his eyes. He even struggles to get out. Almost
the flank
gets
is about
wall
to
banged.
take him down anyway.
He's dead no matter how you look at it. But their question is anybody going to survive or anybody going to die from MIBR? They do not. So it goes from losing that pistol round, and I mean just losing it out of your fingertips, right out of your palms, to ending up winning the second and third round. The third round being so convincing now that MIBR have rebounded 180 degrees, and they've now are sitting on a pretty good stack of cash considering.
Yeah, great start for MIBR. You were just mentioning the fact that they were able to keep all 5 players alive, and yeah, that's going to just contribute to that fat stack of cash that you were talking about. Envy now will be onto a full eco moving towards this B bomb site, but by the looks of it, no nades. I do imagine they're just going to burst on in.
Phelps, little second nade comes in there. One of them came from the catwalk side of heaven. The other one was up front, and that's going to hit JDM all the way down to 7 HP. That will
luckily only doing damage to one player.
Yeah, I mean, it concussed him pretty good. Now, well, here's the thing. You say lucky it only did 1 damage to 1 player, but if it had killed other players, you've got SMGs, 2 SMGs that are up there on the field that are looking to make a little bit of extra cash. That doesn't happen. Right now, the rifles are popping off. We've gotten 4 of the 5, now 5 of the 5. No real extra money made, just the usual run of show when it comes to the rifles getting the kill rewards. And now MIBR are going to have their first real challenge, rifles versus rifles.
And they're actually not going to opt for an upgrade. Do we see an AWP on the field? No AWP either. So MIBR are going to keep the SMG on fall in here. Moving into this round, I can see them popping towards the A main very quickly, looking for some early aggression against the Envy side. Remember, Envy doesn't have an AWP either, so they can't position that op towards A main to just hold that initial push. And you know what? It does look like that's exactly what MIBR is going to do. Yeah, getting very aggressive towards A main to start this round.
Really deep molly for coldzera. That's going to keep him at least from reinforcing.
JDM.
Yeah, JDM defends the first one, but if he were to die, all of a sudden, it's a nightmare for MIBR. Or rather Envy. Now they push in. Now you get caught out in the open. Absolutely destroyed on this A site so far, but still 2 hands are here with a third being able to rotate in from highway as well. So at least MIBR have their players in the right positions to be able to respond to this. Now pulling 1 kill back at least keeps them in the contest.
Phelps being able to pick up that kill is massive. Now the rotation's coming in from Taco as well. We do see the lurk in middle. Som on the other side of Fur here. Can Som pick up this kill? And he does with just 12 HP to spare. Fugly now taking down Taco, and it's all onto Phelps on 34 HP.
Yeah, and he's way disconnected from this fight. Initially was towards that highway side. Now he leaves himself in the Z connector. And Psalm at 12 HP, as soon as this smoke fades, might be in for a world of hurt. He's back towards the sandbags end, so at least he's covered up for right now. But angle is cleared. Phelps will be able to keep this at least expensive for Envy, but not likely to win this round by any means. Keeping the AK, though, that'll be nice and pretty. But Envy at least able to get their first rifle round under tow, because that started to look a little bit sketch, especially with MIBR getting a little bit greedy on that round, having 4 rifles and a UMP that had been grandfathered since the 2nd round, I believe. So they weren't at full kit, but they still were able to do enough damage to Envy to at least get 2 kills in there, 1 towards the end of the round. But Envy are still within arm's reach.
Yeah, and really, even the way that round started off, that was a great play from MIBR towards A main. JDM catches the flash and is able to take down Fallen blind, allowing Envy a little bit more info. He's going to make the second call as to where is coldzera, who's also aggressed. He ends up picking up that frag, and then Envy kind of slow it down and allow mid to develop. A great shot by Som to pick up that highway anchor position, and Envy's going to get their second on the board.
Double up immediately for MIBR. Fallen and Taco having those.
Okay.
Let's see where they end up going. Fallen's going towards the A site. Taco is going towards the B site. Does he take the quick peek? He's dropped down looking to A main now. Flashbang pushes him instantly off this angle, but right back. He's just hanging out at that first door towards the checker side.
MIBR going for that mid boost right now as Phelps and Taco teaming up together. Android is right below the vents as well. So if Phelps can time this properly, as the flashbang comes in, he's going to be taken down by Som. And now Android dropping coldzera towards the B site, or the middle. Yep. And that's massive here, Dallas. Well, 4-on-3.
At least Fallen is able to get that kill against Android. Fallen's actually pushing his op straight down mid, ends up getting into a double peek himself. Fur from Sandbags gets both of those kills. At least that's evenly traded. Back to a 2v2. Very, very skirmish and puggy in mid, and it ends up being a wash. Even strength right now as Envy are going to favor towards that A site for a plant. Fur and Taco right now working relatively together towards the south side of the map at B, which will be a at least side-by-side retake.
Yeah, the retake should be taking place now. Taco moving up towards truck. It does look like Fur picking up an AWP as well. I imagine he'll actually switch if he doesn't find anything right off the bat. But it does look like he's heading up highway with this AWP for the retake. So they've made this just a little bit more difficult on themselves.
Well, here's the thing. If Envy peek at any moment, it's quite likely that they just instantly die to one of these offs. That's the punishment you take. But the thing is, your fire rate's now not good enough for Taco being at a 1-2 disadvantage. So he's fallen back to truck, likely ending up saving for the remainder of the round. I hear players getting pretty loud out there for MIBR. Taco misses his 2 shots and will retreat. So Envy as well start to fall back. Maybe a little bit of friction here on Highway. Yes, there is. Great shot from Taco. He wishes he hit that one just about 20 seconds earlier, though.
Yeah, Envy taking a lot of casualties in that round win. They will have a little bit of a broken money situation going on right now as MIBR does buy up. We're going to see both of these teams really just buy down to the last dollar value here. The most money we're going to see on the Envy side is going to be Nifty sitting on 1850, and looking at MIBR, if they do fall in this round as well, they're going to be put onto what will most likely be an eco, as they're pretty much forcing up everything they got right now, Dallas.
Yep. Here's JDM. He's lining up the shot on top of his teammate's head on top of the white truck. So now they're staring to see if they can get the person crossing to white box. The thing is, though, JDM had a pretty good start yesterday, but then he got cold towards the end of the day. He was missing some easy shots. That one, he is able to line up Fallen. That was a double op setup for MIBR. So Fur would like to be able to get out there and recover that weapon if he can. And yes, he does just that. So now Fur has the burden of holding on to the op and trying to hold on to mid himself. He is alone here.
Yeah, JDM has been boosted up. He is sitting on that boost area towards middle. If Fur does peek just a little bit too wide, this will be another kill going the way of Envy. Instead, Fur falling back towards A site, watching that A main. Remember, they have a Shroud boost as well. Coldzera up here for the late round attack.
What's interesting to me is you use the Shroud boost so early. A lot of times teams will hold on to that Shroud boost as a surprise late when they've already ended up not running into a solution to holding on to the A side, which it seems to be that's what MIBR are doing. They've gone for that double op setup in a round ago or so, where they just went straight into it, jumping right into the fire with a double op, and they're going to do the Shroud boost immediately as well.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the Shroud boost will pay off as contact being made at the B bomb site. Phelps taking down Fugly, Nifty quickly trading this out, and it's actually going to be on Taco, who's towards CT spawn to make this happen.
Oh, they're out, and they're swinging on him. Taco, it's really a one and done, but the flashbang is there. Saw him actually TKs him. Taco will clear his eyes and realize, yes, somebody did die on that.
10
Unfortunately,
seconds.
though, the bombs made it to the site. It should be able to plant safely, but Taco's still here. He, too, misses a shot. This is still possible. Did they not plant the bomb back? Yeah, they didn't plant the bomb back there.
Yeah, unfortunately, the bomb went down around that tri-box in the back of the site, and Fur actually got the kill on the bomber with about 10 seconds left. The 2 remaining players on Envy were outside the site, so they had to go quite a ways with 10 seconds left to recover that bomb and get it planted. MIBR in the process able to pick up their 4th round as Envy run out the clock trying to take that B bomb site.
Yeah, I looked at the mini-map. I'm like, someone's been standing on the site with the bomb for probably 4 or 5 seconds at this point. I was like, okay, I'll look somewhere else because it's obvious that bomb's getting planted. It just never happened, though. Interesting, though, that Envy go for the force buy into this round with very, very little loss bonus heading their way. They're going to end up on an eco in the next if they aren't able to eclipse MIBR's rifles here.
They realized that MIBR haven't really got too much money in their pockets either. Remember, they lost 2 people in the previous round, so those people had to get dropped, plus the rebuying of utility, very costly for the CT side. So Envy realizing, hey, they're probably low on money. Let's get some guns in our hands. Let's get in their faces. If we can pick up this win, we might force them onto another force buy or even onto an eco.
Nice flash coming in, and what a shot from Fugly. The scout dialed in and is able to take down the AWP, and that would be a great welcome sight. They'll use a smoke. This one in Z Connector is a bit off the mark, but they use a smoke on Highway as well to be able to get in there and recover the AWP from Fallen. Well played from Envy. That pop flash came from the useless hull.
And looking at Envy now, they're just going to go very slowly up Highway. JDM leading this charge. Remember, he's got an AWP as well, so Coldzera, if he's not able to take him down, this is going to be the A site opening up, and a great shot from JDM opening up that A bomb site as the remaining Envy players start to roll in. We see the aggression from JDM towards Truck, finding yet another one, Dallas. This is a phenomenal round out of him.
Yeah, he's hitting shots when he absolutely needs to. If he missed either of those shots, he was dead. But it's amazing that Envy was able to usurp the Shroud boost immediately, because MIBR had done it in a couple of rounds prior, but it hadn't been used. It hadn't been utilized, and it hadn't been seen. So they just kept doing it, and it's amazing that Envy just read that immediately and just chomped on the bit. So now it's back to a 4-4.
Taco and Phelps. Well, Phelps has made his way towards that white truck, and T-Spawn just going to be trying to save, maybe pick up some exits. Two of these Envy members, nifty, especially with a great shot there to allow his team to actually exit through and save those guns. Taco now in that Z, not going to be making any contact, so the AWP will move into next round. But really, a great round from Envy off the back of some nice shooting from JDM.
Very simple. It was just a pop flash into mid with a great scout shot that started it off. They hardly even used any utility other than that flashbang. Then recovering that off, we saw JDM picking up that next kill. That opens up the A site, and it is easy peasy from there on out. JDM as well, after he picks up the Shroud boost, he wraps here, and we see him pick up Truck. Both of those shots, like I was saying, if he misses those shots, that round actually probably goes to MIBR at that point.
Also, both of those shots made possible by Fugly taking down that AWP and allowing it to be picked up.
Yeah, that's nuts. Fur is about to come into the garage, it looks like. He has put himself dead center into this smoke. Android's swinging around the outside of it. Does he find him in time? Fur likely has heard Android at this point and is trying to locate him. Echolocates him, manages to hit him in the face. Can he even escape at this point? Almost makes it all the way back behind enemy lines into the garage, but is swapped out. But that's still a favorable trade for MIBR, considering you just traded MP9 for an AK.
Look at Fallen now, who's aggressed towards A main. He's going to make this call to his teammates that no players are actually trying this area. JDM actually looked down briefly from that boost spot to watch the A main push, but Fallen in a great anchor position here to pick one off, fall back, maybe find himself a second one as well. Looking at the squeaky door, however, where Fugly's made his way to, I imagine that if there is contact towards A main, that's when Fugly's going to open up the door and start pouncing. There's that fallen kill, picking off JDM now, falling back just a little bit more, making life that much harder for Envy.
Yeah, JDM read that too. I mean, he was staring at that position.
He knew something was going on.
For a long time, and he had his sidearm looking at it. Now the squeaky door might have another skirmish here for Fallen. He just brings the hammer downward onto Fugly from on top of the catwalk, and he's repositioned himself after every frag. So Envy are suspecting that Fallen is literally everywhere right now. Again, he's going to relocate himself, this time behind the boxes, and swing true for a beautiful 4K, all one at a time off the initial just aggressive peek towards A main.
Yeah, pretty much for Fallen there, the name of the game was pick one, fall back, and he did exactly that. Finding the first kill towards A main, then taking down Fugly towards that squeaky door, finding Som on the highway. Those were all 1v1s, and he took full advantage of it, not missing one of those shots. Great round out of Fallen.
Yeah, that really was. It was just single-handedly, and Envy continued to try and recoup that trade. Instead of just losing one man, they lose two, they lose three, they end up losing four, and they lose the round. So this back-and-forth affair continues, and MIBR are going to continue to take this aggressive move because it is so far working rather well. Envy had force bought back into this round yet again, trying to catch MIBR's economy off.
Yeah, Taco with some very early aggression towards Banana. He actually smokes the B area off, the sunny side of that B area, and falls all the way back. That's going to create a lot more problems for Envy down the line. They'll have to clear that sunny if they want to go towards that area, but right now, they're focusing on A. We see a couple players moving out towards A main. We see the one boost for JDM, and Envy looking like they're going to favor that towards the end game.
Som's in the lockers right now. He's looking for this angle. They knew that Fallen had peeked in through the squeaky door, but considering how mobile he was after every kill last round, you have to assume the same thing. Looks like Fur was on the receiving end of a 50 cal. Now Phelps is going to try his best, but Fugly is able to take him down as well. Main advantage earned by the Deagle.
This is getting scary.
Envy. A Molotov to the top side of the highway, so right now Envy are going to be a little delayed.
They didn't clear quad.
They didn't. coldzera is able to stop this bomb plant rather easy, and that Molotov finally fades out, but Cold has received one of his own, so he's forced out of position, making his way across default right now. Pop Flash comes in, but he catches that too, but the remainder of MIBR should be able to support him rather well. 25 seconds. JDM needs the 1v3 clutch, and he's at least gotten the first step.
Yeah, he's getting very aggressive towards Fallen right now, and this is exactly what you want to see. Trying to make something happen, but it does look like JDM tapping the bomb. 10 seconds on the clock. Fallen will be able to take him down. Very interesting for Android not to actually clear the site, because the two kills that went down were towards middle. Fugly first taking that player that was close to boost, then taking a highway player. Site technically hasn't been cleared. Android rolls in, goes for the plant, and in doing so, coldzera able to bring that round all the way back by getting 2 kills.
Yeah, I think it was Envy that just got ahead of themselves, assuming that this early success was going to snowball for them and continue to their favor. But if you don't dot your T's and cross your I's, you know. That's what they did. They got it backwards.
All right, to begin this round, Envy will be onto the full eco. That's going to allow, look at this aggression from Taco once again. 2 rounds in a row here, pushing up towards this B, the sunny area now, moving into the buckets. He might be able to find one, and he's going to be able to take down Android, spot the bomb as well. Falling off now, nice little HE from him to do some damage. No, JDM actually does not catch any of it.
Yeah, it gets caught up in the threshold rather than bouncing back towards the bucket. It ends up just falling short, but it shouldn't matter. These are very, very squishy players that MIBR are going to continue this aggressive move, even if it's anti-eco or rifles or whatnot. It is catching Envy off guard. They're continually having to try and parry this aggressive movement from MIBR, and they haven't been able to respond to it correctly yet.
Taco with a little bit of jumping there towards the buckets area. Som does take him down with the Glock, so that's a little bit of $300 in his pockets. He should be going down momentarily as Cold-Zero rounds the corner and just spraying everything he has into Som's head. So MIBR clean round.
Som almost got him there. He had him on burst
He did dink him. He did dink him. I got nervous for a second. I was like, is he really going to lose that AUG to a Glock?
Yeah, you gotta bring that burst fire on the Glock downwards.
Yeah, so everything hits. Yeah.
Straight down. But you got that one dink. Wasn't going to be good enough. So what do Envy need to do right now if they want to stop this MIBR aggression?
I'd like to see a little bit more B pressure here, Dallas. They haven't really been pressuring, and that's what allowed Taco to push up in the past 2 rounds. They haven't been creating that presence towards B as much as you'd like to see. So going into this round, maybe a couple B nades, the smoke for B main, the Molotov for checkers, flash off anybody aggressing, and then you can give it up. But just let MIBR know you're there before you move away from that, or Taco may push it once again and catch you guys off in the back late round.
Yeah, I mean, Fallen as well. He's pushed A main. We've seen him push into Squeaky. Everybody on every front has at least shoved out a little bit to push the scrum back a bit and take those earlier skirmishes. And Envy have all been on the receiving end of all of those. They haven't really been able to trade those out immediately.
Okay, so it does look like Envy will be putting B pressure on this round, as we do see Fugly there just dumping his nades, pushing off the MIBR side, and Phelps down to 20 HP as that Molotov just extensively doing damage to him.
Yeah, he didn't have a smoke for himself, so it was actually a smoke that came from his teammates that came from Highway and saved his life.
Good teamwork.
Yeah, I mean, he probably realized that if he had poked out, he was dead to rights.
Yeah, look at this right now. Cold-Zero towards this site. There's 3 members of Envy getting ready to burst out this squeaky door. Cold-Zero looking at A main. This timing could mess him up here, as it does look like Envy with a little bit of contact towards mid, and here comes the squeaky burst. Cold-Zero is down. Yeah. Concentrating a little too much on that squeaky, or that A main, allowed Envy to burst out and catch him off, and we're into the post plant.
Yeah, Envy just found somehow the one hole in the armor of MIBR. Nobody was watching that, and as a matter of fact, Cold-Zero didn't even have an angle on Squeaky. So as soon as that door opened, he had thrown smoke to A main, and he was even disarmed at that point, even more so. So now it's a 5-on-4. MIBR are very timid about this retake right now. Fur is worried about somebody. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a save call straight up. And that's testament to Envy getting quite some kills in the past handful of rounds. There was 4 surviving in the last round, but that was just the eco. And when it was down to rifles, 2 survived for MIBR. So there has been some impact against MIBR's rifles. But at the end of the day, and at the end of the half, it's only the score that matters. And right now, it's starting to shape up like a pretty standard first half cash.
Yeah, Envy, though, they weren't hunting there in that situation, keeping all their players alive for the most part, and that's going to allow them to build up that cash that they want going in towards the end of this first half. MIBR, on the other hand, they needed to drop cold if they did save, so you're going to see their cash burn down again. This match right now, really back and forth to start, I'd say.
Yeah, it is. And I like Cold-Zero yesterday was really the only person that was standing up for MIBR. He was actually popping off really well. And as a matter of fact, when Envy, no, sorry, who played? Luminosity played against them yesterday. Luminosity was saying, okay, we just have to kill Cold, and then we can have a much easier time.
That's a big nade onto JDM here, down to 58 HP. Rest of Envy moving towards A main, looking like they're going to burst out. A lot of contact being made as Cold-Zero does take down Som, but the site is opening up ever so slowly. Fur with a great kill onto JDM, who is lurking middle. The 3 remaining Envy members moving out into A.
Yeah, and I mean, they started that off with no truck smoke. Nifty's able to trade this one back, but you're already playing from behind, and you've got reinforcements from MIBR. Fallen seems to be on his game today. Android is last man standing to wrap the default position of the site right now. Phelps was able to get behind the quad box just in time, but he's surrounded. With that many hands on deck for MIBR, there's nothing much that Android can do.
I like the idea there from Envy, just the pop flash, try and surprise them, not give them a little bit of rotation time by throwing nades. Unfortunately, coldzera was in a perfect spot for that actual attack. Playing behind the truck, he's actually going to be able to find the first player in that, notify his team, the rotations come out, and then Envy kind of slow it down because they want to get nades out, allowing MIBR to push further into the site. And at that point, unfortunately, Envy only having 3 members to take it,
well,
they were hard pressed to get it.
I think Envy missed step 1, which was smoke off truck.
Well, they wanted to take the fight.
Well, they ended up walking into a double peak.
Exactly. It was a perfect play from MIBR.
It was a perfect storm. Now, Taco hits that shot. If I'm not mistaken, that was a boost from the top side of the site into the sunroom. They had done that before, so I wouldn't doubt it if it actually managed to play through. Fallen pairing up with Phelps. They've got a crossfire set up, and Fallen is on it today. Android, again, last man standing, but the bomb's been forfeit, so there's not much to do. Again, it just seems like Envy have been laid flat and have just run out of gas on these entries. MIBR having either an aggressive move in the first part of this half, where they're pushing well up and into the face of Envy, but now they've kind of taken one step back. They're meeting them at the front door instead.
Yeah, MIBR there, I mean, really didn't have to do much. Envy, they smoked off B main, they went for the pop flash explosion into the B site. MIBR set up, the flash doesn't catch any of them, and you essentially just see the Envy players just getting gunned down as they come through that smoke. So unfortunately for Envy, I like the idea, just the flash not really working in their favor in that situation.
It's going to be a faster play, at least for Android. He's pushed all the way to the other side of the white box, and MIBR have done that, what I was saying, taking the fight to them for at least initially. coldzera went into A main, mollied off the stairs to it, and then backed off himself.
For right now, does look like he'll be the first to contact this middle, this highway area. Phelps as well is right beside him, so I could see off of first contact, Phelps wide swinging, taking that fight as well. This is a good hold that MIBR have set up, a nice crossfire to hold back Envy.
It could, but it could unravel really quick. This is going to be a burst across the white box, and they've spotted one player in Z, but Fur watched that flashbang come in. Now with the Molotov in there, Fur is going to be isolated, but at a distance, this AK should reign supreme, but they're so quickly getting into those vents, he's unable to respond. Now the pressure comes over towards the B site. That's going to be Taco as well as Phelps. We see this from Phelps' position. He's at the first box. Got a headshot, but it passed through the wall, and he survives. So the CZ gets the kill, and the pistols are picking up some rifles now. They're going to start to upgrade into this, especially with a man advantage. This time, not having a problem planting the bomb into the site.
Yeah, JDM now taking down Taco. That's the AWP down on the field. One less for them to retake with. coldzera and Fallen, the final remaining members. Can they do it? No smokes, no nades. They got to take the fights.
They did smoke off B main, which is where the bomb is planted, and that's where you have 2 players that are back there. But the trades are just going to be too much. Fallen needs a miracle 1v4. Spots the first. Actually, I think maybe tagged him, or unless the wall just soaked up all the bullet. Regardless, though, Envy managed to put a bookend on it, taking that absolute last round, doing so much with so little, considering what was going on with when they had rifles.
Yeah, Envy definitely coming alive once again towards the latter part. They were stringing rounds, you know, back and forth, and then they pick up 2 out of the last 4 rounds. But we will be going to break. We will be back, guys, as MIBR move on to T-side.
Walk away, walk on, baby. Walk away, walk away, walk on, baby. Walk away, walk away, walk on, baby. Walk away, walk away, walk on, baby. Walk on, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ESL Pro League. We are about to join the second half of MIBR versus Envy, but let's look at the stats at first. Fallen going ham. That's old Fallen right there.
Yeah, those stats are looking very nice for Fallen. Some big numbers there for him.
Those numbers were blown out of proportion. He's not 20. Maybe at the end of the game, according to the script, he'd be 29 and something, but he's actually 14 and 7 after the first half.
Yeah, and you know what? These odds right now are in MIBR's favor, but they're a lot closer than I thought they would be. As it does look like MIBR moving towards A site very quickly, Fallen getting ready to smoke highway, the rest of his team getting ready to burst onto the site here momentarily.
Yeah, casual retake A strategy. Nifty attempts his best to get a spam through the smoke, is not rewarded with the RNG headshot. But now everybody from Envy is going to be showing up. This is all part of the plan. Nifty pops off the first one. He's still here. He's been here the whole time, and he was suspecting that coldzera, maybe even heard that somebody was at the back of Fork. But right now, MIBR on this Easter Sunday coming up are just standing still like they're eggs ready to be found.
Nifty, some great shooting right now, and Som takes down Phelps, JDM onto Taco, and Envy have done it off the one-taps of Nifty. They're able to retake that A-bomb site very easily.
Yeah, MIBR stood still. It was an Easter egg hunt. Everybody was just hidden behind a little corner, and then, oh, you found me.
I really thought coldzera's spot was strong. Unfortunately, he had nobody baiting for him in that situation, and that's what allowed Nifty to just fly right up beside him, take that one shot to his head, and then he pushes into A main and catches Fallen as well. Phenomenal effort out of Nifty to get Envy this pistol round.
All right. MIBR are going to try and respond out of this one with the Deco. With the $800 rewarded for the bomb plant that they managed. They'll spend 700 of it and get the Desert Eagle, and we'll see if we get some fancy little highlights out of this round right now. First, smoked off of mid, gives a parting gift out downrange, but won't be able to find much of anything. So this is at least going to burn some of the utility from Envy early on, and I would hope, and I wished I'd seen like maybe one flashbang from MIBR to bait out smokes and Molotovs, but that was a fantastic nade.
Really nice nade, and at the same time, Nifty smokes off A main and gives himself control of that entire area. Fur going for a little bit of spammage, not being able to connect, and neither can Nifty. The MIBR side just very slow in this round, looking for any overextension from Envy that they can exploit, and Envy doing a great job not giving them anything that they don't need to.
There it is. There's our first one.
There's the first one.
Second one is Fallen
there you
again.
go.
It takes him a handful of shots. It wasn't crisp and clean, but it was still pretty fresh. 3 on 4, and now the rifles are getting picked up to spoil the idea of the Deco victory. Only MP9s are left. Both of the rifles have been recovered for MIBR's favor, and they've got a man advantage. Nifty, though, has forced the bomb to the deck. They'll be rebounding off of this B site, but instead they're in a little bit of trouble. All the rotators are now toast. 2v2.
I love that from Nifty. He smokes off, or Molotovs off A main first, and then completely commits to the highway, able to find himself 2 kills in that area. And as Fur makes that contact, we're actually going to see Fugly take down coldzera lurking up highway, and now Fur falling as well towards A main. But yeah, just moving back to what Nifty did there, he realized that, hey, they're coming up highway, they could be coming A main. I need to decide on one spot to watch. So he's going to go ahead and Molotov that A main, put his attention on the highway, and then he's able to actually bring his team back into the round that way. Here's some great deagle shots from Fallen that even brought MIBR into that scary position for Envy where they were moving up and pinching on the site.
Yeah, that was both the rifles that dropped at that point. And MIBR had picked them up. They just didn't have the armor to do it because they were shooting accurately downrange, but then the aim punch pulled those bullets off into the side and into the next county. So MIBR will buy into this round, and Fugly just steals a kill. That has to be frustrating. That was to the red box boost, and he just stepped in and from underneath just caught him in the chin.
Unfortunate round start for MIBR being down a man now. They're going to have to figure out where they want to even this one up. Envy playing a very heavy B setup. We see Som in the vents as well as Fugly supporting under him with Android close towards B main. So MIBR, where are they going to decide? Are they going to go to the weaker portion of the map, which is going to be A, as there's only one member really positioned to anchor this site? Or are they going to go into this trap at B that Envy have set up for them? And it does look like as we pass the minute mark on the clock, the bomb's still remaining over by that B bomb site that, yeah, it might be MIBR moving right into this trap.
It'll be interesting. I mean, the bomb's here, but it's not directly supported. They had thrown Molotovs to push players out of the vents if they were there. So now you end up with 2 players in checkers. And the thing is, coldzera's holding an angle. Though if he's even peeked, if he's peeked, they see the bomb. We're sub 40 seconds. Now the bomb has been spotted, and any kind of execute towards the A site, which is happening right now, is going to look very much like a fake. So they have bomb control, and they've got plenty of CTs that are already positioned up. Taco spotted one next to the sunroom. He puts himself behind the line. Android spots it. They're getting it done with SMGs. A pretty heavy SMG stack for themselves as well. Finally, one of those has fallen, but they swing out again for a second one instead, recovering the AKs out of that and just bolstering money.
Yeah, Cold-Zero there getting taken down towards that B main with the bomb really threw a wrench in MIBR's idea, because not only does that drop the bomb, but we actually see Fugly off of that kill push up into the sunroom. He cuts off that entire angle, which creates a bigger problem for MIBR, because now not only do they have to clear the B site players, which they couldn't do because Android was hitting some great shots, but they also have to go all the way to Sunny and take out Fugly. So overall, I mean, MIBR with the clock running against them, as soon as that bomb went down, it was really hard pressed for them to win that round.
I just felt like it was an ill thought out idea. The fact that Cold-Zero was holding the angle rather than sitting passive, sure, if you want to fake towards A, that's fine and dandy, but if you're holding an angle showing that you have the bomb, you're gonna show your cards to your opponent.
I thought initially, well, I'll hold that thought, as MIBR moving out into A. Nifty able to take down one. Fur does trade it out, and now we have a TK from falling onto Fur as JDM gets 3.
He just Mr. Presidented that one perfectly so jumped out in front.
I gave MIBR the benefit of the doubt. We were talking about Cold-Zero during that round and how he was showing the bomb at B. I actually thought that they wanted to show the bomb at B and make like maybe a little bit of slight contact, and then, you know, maybe get an over-rotation as the clock was winding down. But no, Cold-Zero wanted to fight it out.
Yeah, interesting. That pistol round just ends up laying flat like you would expect. So Envy have recovered the lead, actually. I don't think they've actually had the lead. This is their first instance of it. So far, perfect on their CT side, winning 4 in a row. And as a matter of fact, closing out the half, that would consider 5 in a row as well.
Remember, this is Envy's pick, however, so they are very comfortable on it. MIBR doesn't play this map too often, so I can't imagine for them it's kind of getting that rust off, you know, dusting off a couple things and just getting into the habits of cash again. Envy off to a great start, however, with 4 rounds in a row, and they still have the MP9 on Android.
Yeah.
And Fugly's made his way over 10K in cash.
It's not going to have this much impact this round, and I was making sure that Fallen didn't forget his armor. He does get it, so that
you gotta have that head armor down.
Yeah, you do. Android's MP9 might not have that much effect, but if we think a couple rounds back, they had that bomb from Cold-Zero that dropped it, and they actually had 2 MP9s stacked up. They worked really well together against the rifles. Android gets caught absolutely well ahead of the smoke that was blocking off B main, and that is a freebie that MIBR are willing to take. Still looking for success so far on their own T half as they set up for the casual boost up and over, and they're going to keep the bomb back towards the A side of things. But a Shroud boost is developed with this slow play from MIBR, still setting up.
This is very interesting from Fugly. He's aggressed towards B solo, not pushing any further, just looking for that one-and-done type of position as JDM does take down Fur to even it up in the middle. We are going to see JDM falling into a full passive setup, MIBR pressuring A ever so slightly.
Wow, JDM just squeaks out of that one. Phelps was just about to round the corner, and they both end up timing. They're going to try and re-aggress on this one. They're just flirting with each other right now, it looks like. But they know they're at bottom mid. The Molotov, JDM will soak in it for quite some time, all the way down to about 30 HP. So an AK should be able to chew him up rather well, but we've got to remember he's got the op. He can chew up people in the same fashion.
Moving this bomb over to the B site now. It's all onto Fugly. Can he get a strong hold off? Is he able to take down one, stay alive? We're going to see in a moment here as MIBR getting this execute underway.
You're exactly right. Fugly only needs to get 1 kill right here. There's support on the way. Ambulances may arrive shortly enough. He's still just hanging around. And he just dies instantly, though. Here comes the push through. Cold-Zero is able to defend against JDM. I believe he got legged. But now Psalm up in heaven, and a long ways off is Nifty as well. You might think about a save on this one. Yeah, it's not looking too hot.
So we were mentioning the fact that Fugly within that site was going to have to get one and stay alive. He stays alive for an extended period of time, and actually Phelps aggressing this B main is going to make this retake possible, Dallas. A nice Molotov to drop Fallen down. Nifty takes him down. Are Envy going to be able to do this? Bomb ticking away.
It's still a stretch, and they're still taking their sweet time on it as well. Cold-Zero, B-main can't transfer to the next.
Oh my goodness!
Now it's Nifty running for the bomb. Can he get there in time? I believe yes, so he even nods saying, yeah, I got this, no problem. But how vocal is Envy right now? I hope everybody at home can hear them. Every round that they win, they are at the top of their lungs.
Honestly, it looked like Envy were going to move away. And then the second Phelps peeks out and gives the kill towards Envy, we see that retake become a real possibility. Fallen on such low HP, gets Molotoved in the site, he gets pushed out, and this is the kill that that makes it all happen.
They're like, thanks, we were thinking of saving, but since Phelps just made it an even 2v2, we'll give it a shot.
Exactly.
Fallen was wounded in that site, and I think he was somewhere around 10 HP and was quickly cleaned up trying to make cover at the first box. So it's an 11-9 score line, and Envy so far still perfect, even able to pull that one out of the hat.
Ooh, nice flash to the middle area from Fallen, actually catching Fugly perfectly. Phelps does take a little bit of damage, but he is going to move very quickly towards Highway. Another great flash, and Phelps is going to take down Som. Quickly traded out by Android, however, and we're into a 4-on-3.
Yeah, Android was actually lucky to get out of there. That almost looked like it was a flush right through mid. JDM defends from his rear side against Highway, but quickly falls to the players aggressing into the site. 2v2 again. This is an easier site to retake, though. We have to remember that one. And just earlier, Envy were able to do it outmanned over towards B anyway. So Envy looking for the retake. Nifty's got the op. Android still sitting low HP, though. They're going to dress up. Android gets his kill. Taco almost able to take him down. It's going to be all up to Fallen. Not a gun that he's the most comfortable with, but it is appropriate here, being outnumbered. He's slyly making his way back around the fork truck and around the red box. Nifty, it comes down to the timing. He holds his ground, not deciding to look back towards A main or anything, and they defuse the bomb again. Still standing perfect.
Yeah, that bomb plant position definitely helping out Envy in the situation, realizing that they don't really have to check A main. They don't need two people to really watch too many spots, so all we get is a tap. Nifty positions himself behind the quad. He's able to kind of jiggle, because any T that would have to overextend from A main or the squeaky door would be flying out, peeking into the site. So that allows Envy to just kind of hang out, wait for any contact, and Nifty picks up a very easy kill there towards the end of the round.
All right, so MIBR take a timeout. Their first half looked strong. As a matter of fact, they only allowed one time for Envy in the first half to get 2 rounds in a row, and it was that's it. It ended right there, just 2 rounds in a row. Other than that, it was salt and pepper for Envy in the first half. But now that we head over to the second half, Envy is a completely different animal, showing absolute dominance on their CT side. They've got some pretty high frags up there as well. Nifty and JDM both sitting at 16 kills. Next up is Som at 12. Everybody's pretty much fragging together. Both teams virtually have the same, at least, patterns as far as top frag to bottom frag goes.
Looking at this buy for MIBR, 2 MAC-10s and a Deagle. They're moving very quickly over to that B bomb site as well. Are they going to be able to find any kills? Nifty not seeing anything, does take down Fur, however. A nice flash into the B main as Phelps finds Android, and Nifty going down behind Checkers is going to be that B bomb site open for business.
Yeah, they've stolen an off out of this one as well, so that's going to make things nice, but still the bomb haven't made it to the site yet. As Checkers is where most of your MIBR players are remaining. They're actually going to go for a counter boost out of the vents right now and possibly work for a flank or just leave him up there. Yeah, Fallen's just hanging in the vents, and Envy actually now getting cold feet outnumbered. Phelps was legged quite heavily. I believe he was coming through the vents, and that fallback position from Nifty, he got that first kill, but he didn't expect the T's to be able to wrap that corner so tightly and get around towards Checkers, because as soon as he took that first shot, he realized that terrorist came from the left side, not the right side. So then he realized that Checkers was dangerous, and he had to fall back, only getting a leg shot after that, and Envy will call it quits on the round.
Android did have a very nice pop flash towards that B main that allowed Nifty to stay alive for a little bit longer. But yeah, like you mentioned, that vent player coming out really threw Envy into just disarray there as he's able to take down Nifty towards back Checkers. And at that point, Android going down as well opens up that B bomb site. Envy realizing that MIBR's got a great hold on this site. They're going to tap out. They're going to give them the round. And they're going to look forward now as we move into this round to actually break the MIBR money and get them back ahead by 3.
They could, but at the same, I mean, on the exact same way you said that, MIBR could do the same thing to Envy.
Definitely.
The 3 were able to buy for the 2, and it's a miracle that they're able to put this much utility onto the field. Full sets for both teams. It's just that Taco has a MAC-10, and he is a little greedy at that because he has $4,400 after the fact. Fallen picks off the first kill against Nifty. That's an A main. The bomb is through Squeaky right now. That might expedite the take into the A site. Som at the boost position, and he's going to try and get in here tighter. He's actually back-to-back, point blank with Fallen, but he's at least quickly traded back out, but that slows things down, confuses things. Fugly taking his sweet time. He's trying to play anti-flash. All the flashes are coming at him. He's multitasking right now. How is Fugly able to stay alive back there?
It was almost as if he was like, I'm going to shoot you, I'm going to walk away, I'm going to shoot you, I'm going to walk away, and then he ends up picking up 1 at least, as JDM does flank the A main. and take down Fur.
That was really strange from Fugly. Taco pursuing JDM, and he's got the Deagle. That'll finish the job. Still got a ways to go, but he does have bomb control. He could actually rebound back to the B site and try and reset this Envy. But man, from Fugly right there, I think what ended up happening is he shot the first player, thought he died, turned away from that one, and then a different player came out of the smoke, shot him, thought he died, and did the same thing, rinse, repeat. I can't believe nobody was shooting back at him, though.
That was actually wild from Taco there, moving through middle. Android on top of that little barrister, not actually able to see Taco's feet running by, so Taco will be able to get the plant off. He does have a Molotov as well for the late post-plant scenario. This is a very good possibility that Taco can take this round, Dallas.
Yeah, all that utility will throw Molly into heaven. Nobody's in a position to make use of that, though, so I doubt Taco will have the time afforded to him to throw another grenade. The vents are popped open, both aggressors coming back through that method. Taco watching an angle that he can catch them both coming from this side. There's the flash. There's the first shot. Great shot from Taco, but where's Android now? Taco decides to tuck himself into the corner, swinging out, but Android has the better of him. It'll be a rebound from Envy, only losing that one round, and this one was a swing round as well, so those will be 13 for Envy and possibly the 14th. It depends if MIBR are going to say, we've got a little bit room to save money, or they want to try and run for it.
Well, look at their money right now.
It's actually
Phelps,
pretty good.
Yeah, they've got plenty, and that's just because of the round loss bonus. It's accumulated to a very high point, so they're going to have plenty of dollar value in their pocket. Envy, on the other hand, haven't gotten to that dollar value where they can be comfortable. If they fall in this round as we move towards the latter part of this regulation, well, they're going to be on to an eco, allowing MIBR to push even further into the tie game territory. So Envy, this is a must-win situation for them. They need this round.
The usual early smokes come down. Zero just caught a little bit of fragmentation from the grenade. A boost up, and Fallen has actually spotted that one. So Android will wisely fall off as Fallen starts to look back towards that boost.
I love that from Fallen, just not even taking the chance that they went for. Went for that quick jiggle peek, baits out Android in the boost position. And now actually Cold Zero getting flashed off. Didn't get caught there, but look at this gap he's got.
Yeah.
This is massive.
This is a little bit of an overreaction from Envy. It was only Fallen back there that threw a single Molotov, and you ended up with a flash, a molly, and a smoke from Envy in response to that. So right now, look at the utility from Envy. They're down to 1 molly and 3 flashes for the entire team.
Cold Zero position towards his B. I love looking at this right now. Is he going to be able to pick up 1 frag? Is he going to start dry peeking into the site? As MIBR move out towards middle, we're going to see Phelps making his way close to this highway. Just slow and methodical. Actually, it's going to be Fur and Fallen, I do believe. So Fallen's going to peek off into this A site off the boost from Fur. Is he going to be able to find the first kill?
JDM's holding top highway, misses his first shot, going back for the reaggress. Fur's able to climb all the way up to top highway. There's action on the B site, and I don't know if that's actually going to be enough to force the rotation immediately.
It is.
But now that you've thrown a defensive smoke at the top of highway, everybody's starting to move downhill, get right back into that B site, but Android stands. Fugly is being downed over there, so he'll have to stand alone for the time being. Psalm is going to give some support,
Nifty.
at least from Tree Room.
Nifty actually going on this flank as well, so if this delay can allow Nifty to come into sight, as Sam does find himself 1 kill, Android taking down Cold Zero as well. Nifty in a great position, 4 seconds on the clock. Are they going to get the bomb down? No, time winding away again.
Goodness. Nifty says, thank you very much. Regardless, I think Nifty would have had a pretty good shot at that retake. Fur and Taco both floating about in the 20s or 30 HP. So that retake could have been nice, but it didn't even have to happen.
That's great out of the Envy side. I mean, Android holding down that B site, not overextending, waiting for the flashbang. Sam getting involved as well, helping out Android in that site. All in efforts to allow Nifty to get involved in the flank, but Nifty doesn't even need to be there because they held off MIBR so long, Dallas, that the timer actually runs out.
Yeah, we've seen a little bit of clowny Counter-Strike so far in this game, but Envy have actually been gifted 2 rounds, I would say, at this point. That one that just played out, as well as the one where Fur pushed into the, it was either Fur or Phelps, jumped into the tree room, died when they had a man advantage holding
Phelps.
that B site. So that was another gift that Envy managed to pick off. If you discount those 2 rounds, suddenly it's a tie game. MIBR just needs a little cleaner Counter-Strike, and they'd be they have a much better dog in this race.
That's what I was mentioning earlier, too. Because they don't play cash too often, I do imagine they're a little bit rustier on this map, not really opting to play it too often. So Envy right now taking advantage of that. Obviously a map that Envy feels a lot more comfortable on.
Flash and a smoke. into B main, and right now
Shroud boost.
MIBR are going for this at least split look for a peak kind of strategy right now. The Shroud boost has been implemented from Envy before, but it hasn't been spotted, so they'll actually reapply this one. The thing is, though, it just died in a position that you would see him retreating from that Shroud position. So I don't know how valuable this is going to be right now.
coldzera taking a little bit of damage to start this round as well. We're going to see Envy very aggressive towards B. Fugly getting Molotov'd off will give coldzera the kill in this situation here. And MIBR, well, they're still holding fast. They're not rushing this situation right now, but it does look like as JDM does take down Taco, coldzera moving into that B bomb site, and we will see the bomb cycle across as well.
Yeah, I mean, coldzera single-handedly took that B site. So now you've got Psalm and JDM thinking about a retake. Again, outnumbered, and even more so, Fur cleaning up JDM, who was jumping around in mid. Psalm still trying to deal with Fur, and look at all the delayed time because of this. And now dropping a smoke out in front of himself, Psalm has no idea where he could be at this point. In fact, coming right towards him, Psalm will take that fight, even trying to transfer to the apparition that was in the vents. Well played from him. He might actually try for this. It would be a stretch, but I mean, you've had such a successful T-half so far. Maybe 4 rounds in the lead is not enough for yourself to feel comfortable against a team like MIBR.
If I'm in the Envy situation, like Psalm's doing right now, you don't want to go for that bomb. Losing the AK outweighs the chance of you winning the round right now. They don't have any money whatsoever, so Psalm, wise decision from him, bringing it into next round. MIBR, however, Fallen, starting that round off towards Squeaky Door, getting the first pick for his team. coldzera, a nice Molotov onto Fugly, allowing himself to get a kill as well there, and that's going to turn the tides very quickly in MIBR's favor. From that point, we see Android try to even it up. coldzera picks off yet another fragger. As JDM's trying to even up the round, well, B is already lost, and MIBR just moves on in very easily.
Well, really, it was coldzera that was out there getting the kills. We saw Fallen get that kill towards the A site. So there was standout presence. So like here in mid, that's where I believe Fur ended up being in mid right there and just being a nuisance on the retake. I mean, just really more than a speed bump. At that point, it's one of those obtuse things that are in the road just blocking. It's a roadblock at that point. So everybody from MIBR was able to make one stand there, and that's where MIBR were looking to play. We saw at the beginning of the round that MIBR were scattered playing for picks. I don't think they anticipated that everybody would start winning their picks though. At that point, you might win one on the east coast and lose one on the west coast, but everybody from MIBR played well that time. So Envy's economy has been a bit dumpstered. Psalm was able to save that rifle obviously from the last round, but everybody else is short-handed.
MIBR starting this round off very quickly towards the B bomb site. Fugly has got himself into this checkers area, JDM to support, as well as Android playing headshot with a deagle. Good opportunity to pick up some frags here. coldzera, nice shot out of him to open up that site.
That was just Android. That might bait everybody into a dangerous position. They're able to pick up one, doing damage to 2 additionally, but 2 AKs are recovered. Nifty, unfortunate to find the first, but does catch Taco, and that prevents the bomb from going down. 2v2 right now. At the snacks position, we have one. That's Phelps that's hanging around right there. Fallen's given him some cover, but the bomb has to be picked up and planted. Things are going to be a little awkward, especially when Phelps just has Nifty walk right out in front of him. They tried to take the aggression, Nifty and Psalm. Didn't necessarily need to do it, but then again, there's so many hidey holes on that B site. The bomb can be safely planted virtually anywhere. Default box comes to mind. But MIBR pick up that round. Envy doing a really great chance at winning that round, having so little to work with initially.
That's that beautiful entry from coldzera there. I mean, looking at that round though, Nifty, you were talking about the fact that they forced the smoke. I actually thought he was going to throw it a little bit deeper and give him a little bit of a gap for that entrance so he could clear the close snacks, because that's really what just bit him in that round. If that smoke was just slightly deeper, he would have been able to clear that close angle and most likely have an opportunity to pick up the round.
So again with pistols from Envy, Psalm is in the garage, ahead of the smoke right now, pushing up. We have lost Fugly, that was at the C connector, but Psalm's going to get a freebie. That's going to be a rifle picked up for free and actually has bomb control. So suddenly Psalm becomes the roadblock. Oh, a collateral from Fallen.
That's huge.
He'll lay down 2 of them, and yeah, that is huge because they recognized they had bomb control. It was everybody racing to try to get to that position to reinforce. 2v3, Envy have managed to again steal rifles and make themselves a threat.
This is very interesting now as we see the 2 MIBR players in almost CT spawn moving towards B as Fallen and JDM fighting it out by the Sunny Room. Can JDM take him down or will Fallen triumph? And Fallen comes out the victor. Bomb's still down, however. They got to get by Psalm to recover this.
Okay. This would be a miracle for Psalm to be able to pull off. MIBR could just Zerg rush him and overwhelm him. He's looking towards mid. He's got himself in the useless hall right now, hearing the grenades, and they know that Fallen's over here as well, who had thrown a lot of grenades. So Psalm might suspect that there's multiple players back here. He's backing up into him, turns the corner, has only one to speak of. Envy are getting kills in their pistols, which is keeping MIBR's economy from running away. So MIBR are standing at a tilt right now to the point where if Envy are able to win a rifle round, which should be right now, MIBR's economy is going to be shorthanded into the 16th possible win for Envy.
What I thought was going to happen while Fallen was fighting JDM by that Sunny, I actually thought Psalm was going to take the chance, give up the bomb in that middle area, and go back and help his teammate to take that op out of play, because that would have been huge. If JDM recovers that with even 5 HP, it creates a total difference in the possibilities of Envy winning that round.
Sure.
Unfortunately, 2 1v1s, JDM first against Fallen, then Psalm going up against all those remaining MIBR players, won't prove successful for them, as MIBR move within 1 of tying this game up.
Well, I mean, MIBR are looking a lot like Envy looked yesterday. A slow start in this half, and then towards the end of it are starting to come alive. So Envy now, their lead has been evaporated to only one round. That's MIBR getting 3 in a row to draw it so close. But Envy are going to dive deep into the pocketbooks. Everybody's bought down below $200. You got a double op, you got M4, and you got the AUG out there as well. So Envy are actually interesting strategies to start this round off. Very heavy-centric towards B and mid. The mid player is just now coming up the highway to A.
Envy now rotating one member in Psalm over towards that A bomb site. He's going to get into that anchor position, while MIBR working a very slow default, not really pressing the issue too much on any parts of the site. In fact, B, they've completely left that area alone. Coldzera and T spawn just watching for an aggressive push towards that B bomb site. So MIBR not taking any chances. They're letting Envy make the first move, and they're going to counter-respond with depending on what Envy chooses to do.
Yeah, MIBR have actually had success on multiple fronts, whether that's a fast play or a slow play. So playing slow right now isn't any different for Envy's perspective. This is just more run-of-the-mill. Okay, now they're playing a slower strategy. What do we expect here? They can't really anticipate anything. They've been caught early. We've seen them before get caught into the Shroud boost due to MIBR aggression early. We've seen MIBR playing slow towards B. It works on all fronts. Now they're going to play a slight delay into the A site. Psalm standing on top of his teammate's head, or actually on top of this box now, looking for some terrorists to cross this angle, but they're able to work their way across. Good grenade to start things out. Is it enough to chip him down? Psalm gets 2. Coldzera's able to pick up the next one and the second as well. Coldzera has the skeleton key to open up any site, A or B, as long as he doesn't die right out of the gates. MIBR are really strong.
Almost like give him that space to work with and watch him do magic, as
Exactly.
Coldzera finding 2 kills, turning this into a post-plant scenario now. Envy moving into the site. They only have a flashbang as well as a Molotov, so they're going to be hard-pressed to actually push these Ts into their crosshairs.
You got your VIP still alive, too. Coldzera and Fallen are still up there. And they're working separated from one another, so they can see just about everything. Fallen catches JDM. Coldzera picks up the next one as Fugly was able to escape Fallen's reign of terror.
Ooh.
But Fallen at point-blank range will shove that barrel right into Nifty's chest and end him. We are going to go the distance. We'll find 30 rounds regardless, but this round is very, very critical into who's going to end up with that secured 15th. But likely it's going to be MIBR.
Yeah, Envy, I do imagine this timeout, which is going to be their 4th timeout of the game, is to decide whether they want to force buy up here or let MIBR take this round, and then they'll battle for that overtime. So a wise decision here from Envy, not really rushing the issue. They're going to go ahead and just take their time to talk it out.
Yeah, I want to see something cheesy from Envy right now. They have a little bit of cash to be able to invest into this round, so they can buy smokes, flashbangs. But what I want to see them actually do here, I want to see a mid-smoke. I want to see it get cheesy. I want to see a mid-smoke, and I want to see a mid-rush with pistols. Or a counter boost, one or the other. Like, just get into middle from Envy and take the initiative.
Actually, that smoke from Nifty might actually be what you're talking about here. Did they hear you, Dallas?
It's all part of the plan, man.
Did they hear you?
You didn't read the script? Yeah, man. Oh, there's a scout in play though, so maybe not so fast.
No. Just a little bit of a buy because of the Mercy money loss that they've got going on. It's not a full buy here, thankfully. I don't think they should go for that full buy in this situation. Play for the overtime rounds. However, to begin, we will see MIBR moving very quickly towards middle.
Scout shot does strike against Phelps, but Phelps is able to put multiple rounds into Fugly's chest to end his life. That scout would be a nice thing to be able to pick back up, considering it's the best firepower they have. But Fur will advance, and he is searching to see if anybody is left home near that scout. He's now got at least white box control, and his mid control is starting to develop for MIBR.
Yeah, Nifty now falling in middle, turning this into a 5-on-3. A couple MIBR players tagged, but everybody's fairly healthy. It does look like Envy will lose yet another member as Taco taking down Sam. Sam just trying to make something happen for his side, but unfortunately not able to do so. MIBR now 5v2 as we pass the minute mark on the clock.
It's got to be MIBR, I'd say, that's going to get that 15th round, and they could take a sigh of relief.
The only way they don't get this 15th round is if this player by truck, who's Android, absolutely hits these Deagle headshots one after the other, and on top of that, he's going to have to hit them through smoke, I do imagine.
Oh, he just tagged Phelps down to 3 HP. He was right on the money with that one.
There
but
you go.
Fallen's got the scope and a little bit of overkill against Android's unarmored dome. So it's only JDM left. Exit frag maybe, but it's not going to matter that much because MIBR should be able to make accompaniments for 1 or 2 players that die going into the last round of the half. No problem. So what a streak from MIBR, getting it done when it was their darkest hour. Envy had gotten to that 14th point. At the time when Envy was at 14, MIBR had only won 1 round in this half. So it looked like it was all over. But then they run up with a 5-round streak and have taken the lead right back.
JDM, final member for his side, just looking for any kill he can find, not being able to do so, though, as all the MIBR players towards A main as well as middle. JDM, well, he's going to keep that P250 until next round, but you know what? He'll have an op to back it up.
Okay. Envy have been saving for this moment. And yes, that op is purchased. JDM could buy up a double op as well.
MIBR using their last timeout as well.
Wow, interesting that they take a timeout. When they're the ones that have the momentum, they slow down the game themselves just to probably a mental reset and act like this isn't the last round of regulation.
Well, with the exception of the final round that just passed, all their rounds they've had 2 people alive for the majority that they've been able to take. A couple rounds where they had 3 people alive, but for the most part, Envy's been able to keep it close. So I imagine MIBR not wanting to risk anything like that because it could quite easily, one of these rounds, turn the way of Envy.
It could. So MIBR's success rate has really relied on Cold Zera and a
His
little bit of Fallen coming in.
Fallen's hit some great shots throughout this match.
But really, it's been Cold Zera. Right now, he's sitting at 26 and no, that's Fallen that's at 26 and 16.
Yep.
Cold Zera's gotten a little quiet, 22 and 18, but his entries are lights
Impact
out.
frags.
I mean, yeah, very, very, very important frags to just open up the sights and then worry about the post-plant hold. Flash into B main. Nifty holds his angle right here. Envy desperately need that opener frag, especially with a double op.
Nifty playing the solo B, however, Dallas, so MIBR drifting over to this portion of the map are going to find Nifty as the sole defender for B to keep this one into overtime. Very hard work in front of Nifty.
Yeah, and look at all the mollies that are in play for MIBR. They're setting them up. They're going to immolate this B site. How many places
Burn,
can
baby,
Nifty
burn.
hide? So far, the fire is starting to, oh no, they double mollied headshot. They didn't have the second Molotov that
They're
would have
gonna
burned
pull off
Nifty
as
out of
well.
position. We have seen an overreaction, as a matter of fact, from Envy. We got to remember that one time Fallen threw 1 molly into the B site, and then all this utility from Envy came out in response. They see those mollies, and they have pushed 3 players into B with 1 defending mid for Android now.
Yeah, they're actually going to re-execute onto B as these cross smokes come out. You're going to see Android make contact, pick up 2 though, as Fur finally taking him down. The final members over towards B will be defending this site. Fugly coming in to reinforce Nifty now. Can they do it to take this one to OT, folks?
That's a one-and-done position for Fugly right now. He is blinded from the flashbang coming in. Nifty gets the next shot. Som survives, able to absorb a couple shots before Fallen puts him down. It is only Fallen left. Nifty needs some help right now. If Fallen can deal with him fast enough, he'd have 2 1v1s, but time is a problem. Here comes JDM through the smoke, and Fallen hits it! Unreal! 1v2, he's just able to get it in time as
That
the
was
casual
wild.
turnaround shot, a double take towards
kidding me?
CT. Like, why is JDM pushing through the smoke right now? And Fallen absolutely carries them through that last round, picking up kills in heaven, picking up the last 2 kills on site, and MIBR, by the skin of their teeth, have managed to pick up map 1.
Fallen on 28 frags, 2 of those frags being some of the most important shooting I've ever seen in my life. Able to clutch out that 1v2, a phenomenal effort from Fallen on this first map. MIBR are going to take it 16-14, and wow, Dallas, what a way to end that one.
Yeah, that was very, very dramatic, and like I had said, at the last moment, MIBR pick up 6 rounds in a row. Let's take a look at some of these frags that end up playing out to get us to where we are right now.
I'm still not over Fallen clutching that round. That was insane.
I almost feel like we should have heartbeat monitors hooked up to all the players, and you can track them in addition to having their cameras there. But ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, we've got our analysis to talk about map 1.